Well, I guess when you're a woodcutter, you can't complain when Mother Nature puts it right on the trail. Can't beat that with a stick. We would have ordered it. We better get it cut up and drug out. There we got the truck spun around, and I'm gonna go ahead and buzz through the log. It's about, I'm guessing 50 foot long, about 16, 17 inches on the end. Just gonna toss a chain around it and then spin the chain several times. Go ahead and hook it up to the old Toyota Daihatsu. Just before this video started, I cut up, there's a small tree in the back. It was only 8 inches around, 20 foot tall. That was dead. A lot of ash trees here in Northwest Ohio. Coming to the end of them. Not too many left. Using the old Toyota 2022 Toyota Daihatsu Hi-Jet pickup truck with a dump bed on it. Put it in low lock, and as you can tell, really no problem at all pulling those logs. Very impressed with the little truck. It does have a 2-inch lift, and I do have the all-terrain tires put on it, which helps out immensely. The little pizza cutters just don't work well in the snow, but the all-terrain, like a four-wheeler tire, does very well. Chainsaw I'm using is an Echo 501P, their professional series. I just got that not too long ago. I had the 450P. Both very nice saws. The 501 doesn't have the fuel primer, so it takes a couple more pulls to get started. But I do enjoy the see-through gas tank. Is very nice. So you can tell at a glance how much fuel you got left. It cuts very nice, weighs about the same. I ran the 450P for 8 or 9 years and stepped up to the 501. Very impressive saw. Like I say, it's an Echo, steel Echo Husqvarna. I've just run Echo my entire life, so you know what they say, if it's not broke, don't fix it. I just kind of always stick with what I have. Here I'm pulling out a log bar, and it's got the jack stand on the bottom. I'm getting too lazy in my old age to bend clear over on the ground, so I like kicking the log up into the air. I think that was around $180 or something like that. A lot of money till you use it a little bit or have a stuck log in the ground, and you can hook onto it with that and free it up. Give you quite a bit of leverage. You can see how long it is there. It's about 5 foot long, so you get quite a bit of leverage, and there you can see it kicks the log up where you barely have to bend over at all. And the wood splitter I'm using there is a Tractor Supply model, the Husky 35 ton with a 12.5 horsepower engine on it. Starts real good. Been using that for years. Haven't found anything that'll stop it yet. It goes into low gear and powers right through it. You can stand it up, set them down. I don't know if they make them anymore or not, but that's quite a nice splitter. The little red trailer behind the splitter is actually just one of the old Craftsman trailers. That's kind of on steroids. I just whacked all the small stuff out from underneath it, put an axle and some sideboards on it. That's what I used to pull behind my four-wheeler and haul wood and my chainsaws and all that good jazz. Now it's just a tool cart. Keep all my chains and chainsaws, gas, you know, everything a guy needs to get a good day going out in the woods. And if any of you folks are wondering, if you get that little truck completely full of wood, it takes about 1.5. You may be able to get both of them in a pickup truck if you stack them all nice and proper, but I'm really not into all that. So yeah, you can get about 1.5 trucks into a 3/4 ton pickup truck. So now we'll just go ahead and get the wood kicked out of the way and roll a little closer to the splitter. That way a person can back her up in there and throw wood on it a little easier. And if you noticed, a guy still forgets which side the steering wheel's on, because that little truck, it's a right-hand drive, not a left-hand drive. You're gonna walk to the wrong side several times before you get the hang of it. The little truck does have a rear locking differential. I've locked it in a couple times just to make sure it works, but never come anywhere close to getting it stuck. So here we'll get to doing some splitting. Throw on my little tool holder. This item I saw on YouTube and picked it up. Nothing, I'm not endorsed by anything. I've purchased all my wood cutting equipment, but I believe Log Ox is the one that makes that little orange deal there, because once again I'm getting old, and all that bending clear over to the ground 700 times a day is probably good for me, just not in the mood to do it. I've had that for quite a few years. Once you get the hang of it, you can throw wood with it, you can pick small stuff up, it's easier to drag logs, you can hook right onto it and have a real nice handle, especially with all the snow on the ground or on the trees. You don't have to get your gloves all wet, and you can keep on cruising and not freeze your hands off, and use that tool to move the wood around instead of like I say, bending over and getting snow all over you. But yeah, as I was saying, this will probably have another year or so left of the ash trees. I got about an 18-acre woods I'm working in here, and this is about the last of it. Probably this year there'll be just a few more, but I've made it pretty much through all of the dead ash trees, and about 60% of them are good, 40% of them are junk. Ash is some real good burning wood. I mean, oak is always better, or the hickory that I have, but I do like how the ash only has to season 1 year, and it's good to go the next year, where an oak, I like the oaks to set at least 2-3 years to be best for me. I've cut a lot of ash, and it's way better than pine. It's a pretty nice day out in northwest Ohio. I believe it was about 22 degrees when we got started. And all this little project here was only about an hour and a half's worth of work, but as they say, firewood makes heat several times. Once when you cut it, once when you stack it, once when you haul it in, and once again when you're hauling the ashes out. That's what my old man always used to tell me anyhow. You're gonna get some sweat equity in making firewood, but in my opinion there's no better heat. Nice dry hot heat off a fireplace or a wood burning furnace that I utilize in my shop every year. Wouldn't have it any other I wouldn't have it any other way. In a minute here we'll get to the woodshed. Got pretty sizable woodsheds. You can put 33 pickup loads on each side, so the woodshed here holds 66 truckloads. Once again, thanks for watching. If you got any questions, throw them down there in the comments. Other than that, we'll catch you on the next video.